Two bodies are recovered in Baltimore's bridge collapse as crews continue a difficult search for four remaining victims. And drivers are about to pay $15 one way every day just to enter this U.S. city. The Morning Rundown starts now.
From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world. This is the Morning Rundown.
Today is Thursday, March 28th. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kara Rucker. We begin with continuing our coverage on the deadly bridge collapse in Baltimore following a cargo ship collision. We're learning more about the victims, all construction workers, and the hazardous materials being carried and still on board. Recovery teams were able to find and pull two victims from a red pickup truck submerged in the river. One of the victims was from El Salvador, the other from Honduras. Recovery efforts for four other victims are slow as divers face their own set of dangers, searching in debris-filled waters and low visibility. There's more than 1.5 million gallons of fuel and 56 containers of hazardous materials on board. The NTSB says some of those containers have been breached, but the Coast Guard says it doesn't pose an immediate threat. Officials say the ship hit the bridge with more than 30 million pounds of applied force. Investigators have recovered the black box on board the cargo ship, which could hold valuable information. The NTSB says their investigation could take up to 2 years. All wreckage must be cleared before the Port of Baltimore can reopen. The Navy is bringing in barges equipped with cranes to help expedite the process as ships are being redirected to other ports along the East Coast. Escalating tensions along the Israel-Lebanon border led to fatalities on both sides Wednesday as Israeli airstrikes in southern Lebanon killed at least 16 people and Hezbollah militants' rocket fire in northern Israel killed one person. Lebanese officials report that the strike on the village targeted an emergency aid center, while the Israel Defense Forces identified the site as a military compound. According to the UN, violence has mostly been confined to the border. A new Gallup poll shows support among Americans for the war in Israel has sunk dramatically. 36% of Americans approve of Israel's military action in Gaza. That's a drop from 40% in November of last year. 55% of Americans said they disapprove of the war in Gaza, up from 45% since November. Former Senator and Vice Presidential nominee Joe Lieberman has died after suffering from a fall. Lieberman spent 24 years in the Senate representing Connecticut. He also made history as the first Jewish vice presidential nominee alongside Al Gore in the 2000 presidential race. The ticket was lost in what is considered one of the closest and most contentious races in U.S. history. Joe Lieberman was 82 years old. Former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried is scheduled to be sentenced today. Bankman-Fried was convicted in November by a federal jury of wire fraud and conspiracy charges. A jury found that Bankman-Fried was illegally using money from FTX depositors to cover lavish expenses, including properties in the Caribbean and private jets. Earlier this month, prosecutors recommended he be sentenced to up to 50 years behind bars for the crimes that shocked the cryptocurrency world in 2022. Drivers in New York City will soon have to pay $15 just to enter the heart of Manhattan. That will be a first-of-its-kind toll in the United States, meant to reduce traffic in the city and pollution. In New York City, transit officials held a vote and have given the green light to what's called a congestion pricing plan. Supporters of the toll say it should encourage commuters to take public transportation, which will reduce congestion in a district known for bumper-to-bumper traffic. The toll money raised would then go toward improving the subway system. Those against it say it's a financial burden on workers and will ultimately raise prices overall in the city. It's expected to go into effect in June, but also faces multiple lawsuits looking to block the first-of-its-kind toll. Finally this morning, get your peanuts and Cracker Jacks because opening day is here for Major League Baseball. The 2024 MLB season swings into action with 26 teams primed to hit the diamond. Among the day's highlights, the 2023 World Series champions, the Texas Rangers, will welcome the Cubs. Although all 30 teams were originally set to play, but unexpected rain in New York and Philadelphia has pushed the Mets, Brewers, Phillies, and Braves to delay their season debut to tomorrow. Adding to the excitement, Shohei Ohtani steps onto the Dodgers' home turf for the first time, surrounded by the buzz of those recent gambling revelations and sporting the largest contract ever seen in baseball. These are your top stories for this Thursday. Unbiased, straight facts, that's Straight Arrow News. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, I'm Kara Rucker. Have a great day.